Dear friends of Felix, it has been a great shock this morning to discover the sudden demise of our beloved Felix. Immediately, I have called Father Lucien Legrand, MEP, in St. Peter Seminary. In the name of the Foreign Mission Society, MEP, I express you our deepest condolences. We will always cherish the memory of Felix and of his unique theological contribution, and we will try to continue his way, in deep communion with all of you.
I am deeply saddened to hear about the passing of Felix. We have lost an academic giant, a colleague with an impeccable reputation and a brilliant mind. Please accept my sincere condolences. On another note, Felix had commissioned me to serve as guest editor for an issue focusing on Asian Christianity and climate change. Our goal is to include 5 articles, and I have already received 3 of them. I would appreciate your guidance regarding this matter. Thank you. Luis Carlos Susan, WhatsApp message. Dear Nirmal, I read just now about our dear Felix. Oh, what sadness, dear Nirmal. I cannot imagine so hard, so difficult is for you all at the centre. We lost a very great theologian. Nirmal, I embrace you in this suffering time, and I pray the Creator to receive Felix in his glory.
Dearest Annan for Felix, a tearful adieu to you. Sorry, I am unable to present with you at Chennai or Tiruchi, or even at Puthankadai to bid you farewell. May you be at rest, in the dynamic rest of the Father, in epixtasis. To borrow from the toolkit of Gregory of Nyssa, you are alive, will continue to be alive in our hearts, challenged by the memory of the gentle human being that you are, and the theological giant with feet grounded on the earth that you were. The ever-new pathways you broke in the area of theologies will be trodden afresh, giving rise to new paths. Adieu, gentle giant of wisdom, scholarship and friendship, and Budan Thambi Jose.
Condolences to you and team on the unexpected demise of Father Felix. I had immediately communicated it to the Jivadhara team and to friends in Europe and USA who knew Father Felix. We have all prayed for him and have thanked God for the immense contributions he has made for the Church and society, though it is still difficult for us to accept this sudden and unexpected loss. He has a long history of service to Jivadhara. In the forthcoming issue, we shall acknowledge his contributions. Please send me if you have prepared a detailed obituary.
It is with great surprise and sadness that we receive this news. Please accept our heartfelt condolences. We have been privileged to maintain regular communication with Felix, a steadfast supporter of ISAC since its inception. Working with him was truly a gift. Last year, Felix graciously traveled to Manila for the launch of ISAC at DLSU, where we organized a panel discussion centered around his scholarship. While we mourn his loss, we are deeply grateful for the work and service he devoted to the Church and to the people of Asia. Let us pray that the Lord guides us in finding ways to honor and cultivate his ecclesial and intellectual legacy.
I am deeply saddened by the loss of Dr. Felix Wilfred. He was a wonderful friend and respectful theologian full of kindness and wisdom. His presence in our lives was a gift, and he will be greatly missed. My thoughts and prayers are with his family during this difficult time.
Professor Wilfred's extraordinary contributions to the academic, spiritual, and humanistic fields have left an indelible mark on countless lives. His intellectual brilliance, combined with his deep compassion and unwavering commitment to justice and inclusivity, will forever inspire those of us who are fortunate to know him or be touched by his work. We continue to stand with you in prayer and solidarity, offering our heartfelt support as you honor his life and continue his mission. Professor Wilfred's legacy of bridging divides, nurturing dialogue, and promoting a vision of humanity rooted in hope and understanding will undoubtedly guide us in the days ahead. As you carry forward his noble mission, may you find strength in the collective admiration and gratitude of all who have been enriched by his life. We will keep Father Felix Wilfred, his family, and the entire ACCS team in our prayers, trusting that his spirit will continue to inspire and guide us all.
Out of the Priory, I just take now the so sad news about Felix's passing on. I'm very moved by this bad news. In the course of our meetings, Felix has given us a great testimony of intellectual rigor, and at the same time of great simplicity, friendship and confidence in humanity. He has also led our work together with a concern for each other and the aim of putting our respective reflections into dialogue. I have deep admiration for all this, and for his evangelical witness. So many reasons for thanksgiving, but also for the pain of separation. In communion of prayer with all of you, may the Lord welcome him into his luminous goodness.
Like all of you, I was shocked by the sudden death of Felix, who always seemed so healthy and alive and energetic. I was fortunate to know him both in Madras, most recently in August 2023, and in Boston, where I invited him to be a visiting professor at Boston College for 2 semesters, more than 20 years ago. He recently came back to BC to give the Duffy Lectures, invited by Catherine Cornell. I was on his team in putting together the Oxford Handbook of Christianity in Asia, a monumental and valuable volume, and I was glad to help out with the journal now and then. But as so many of you have said so eloquently, most precious was the man himself. He was kind and generous, hospitable to scholars of all ages and every nationality, the very model of a theologian in this era of world Christianity.
The sudden death of Father. Felix has left me deeply shocked and sad. I am one of his doctoral students who had the privilege of being mentored by him. Going beyond the impact of this news on me personally, I see his passing away as a huge loss indeed to the universal church, as he always pushed the boundaries of theological knowledge-making. In September 2025, he was supposed to address the annual conference of Indian Theological Association on the relevance of Gaudium et Spes for today. His legacy will continue through many across the globe whose lives have been touched by him.
Dear Nimal, dear family of Father Felix, it is a shock to hear about the sudden death of Father Felix. I always saw him as a bridge between East and West with his vast knowledge of theologies of both sides. For me, being in India for so many years, he was a home away from home in hospitality, discussions, seminars, lectures where we frequently met. I do hope this, his baby, the new journal, will survive, as his legacy definitely will. Let us give thanks to God that we have had him.
Luis Carlos Susan, WhatsApp message. Dear Nirmal, I read just now about our dear Felix. Oh, what sadness. Dear Nirmal, I cannot imagine so hard, so difficult is for you all at the center. We lost a very great theologian. Nirmal, I embrace you in this suffering time. And I pray the Creator to receive Felix in his glory.
I know how you have stood by Felix for many years and been his right-hand woman in managing all his schemes, conferences, journals. His so sudden passing has been such a shock to very many of us. And my email is full of wonderful letters of condolence and memories. But I wanted to say to you personally, we all treasured you, your calm efficiency, warmth, thoughtful arrangements whenever we had an event in Chennai. And I know for Felix, many, many times more. You must be deeply shocked this sudden huge hole in our lives, more so than perhaps anybody. I hope that we will get to meet again before long. Please ask any of us living in India, whenever or wherever we can help in any way. At this moment, I am in snowy northern Japan and will return to India in 10 more days. So I am so sorry that I could not attend the memorial mass or the funeral today. Our dear Felix can never be replaced, but I hope that we can work together to keep his legacy alive. With warmest wishes on this sad day.
Felix was a peerless theologian and an original, critical, courageous, and innovative theologian. I was happy that he participated in the latest synod because, having worked alongside him in many theological projects, I realized immediately that I was sitting beside one of the most consequential Catholic scholars in the post-Vatican II Church. The way he listened to others with a sense of curiosity, the manner with which he helped younger ones like us by correcting our insights and illumining our paths is a testament to his humility, kindness, and prophetic spirit. Felix was a moving encyclopedia and a polyglot. I am still in shock, but we do not choose how we die or when we die, but only how we live. And Felix sure made great choices for the sake of God, Church, Asia, and the world. He left us a rich intellectual heritage, centers, and journals that will keep his legacy and vision alive. Through life to death, from death to ancestral life in the Lord, blessed be the name of the Lord. Goodbye, Felix, one of my heroes of faith and a rare theological meteor in the constellation of important contributors to a contextual and inclusive Christian intellectual tradition.
Dear Vimal, the news of the sudden death of Felix Wilfred has hit me very hard. We've been connected in common activities and much more in a deep friendship for more than 40 years. I've been privileged to experience his deep commitment to Asian theology in his work with the FABC as professor of Madras University and in his own institute. Felix has introduced me to Asian theology and acknowledged my attempts to understand and to propagate his insights in the publications of our Institute of Missiology Missio. Felix has invited me on several occasions to evaluate some of the many doctoral theses which were made under his guidance. In the publication of the Handbook on Asian Christianity, he invited me to be on the board of editors and to do the final edition with him. Felix has been an inspiration and a friend on whom I could rely. Dear Nirmal, I've appreciated the dedication you have given to work with Felix. Therefore, I address my condolences to you in the first place. I pray for Felix and for you and all who are saddened by his death.